Y'all, you're about to get one of the best Christmas presents you could ever receive. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart because Jasmine Crockett is about to ruin every single Democrat's hopes and dreams for the never-ending quest to take Texas blue. Y'all, this is going to be one you're going to want to send out. You're going to enjoy from the bottom of your heart as well. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. This is getting better and better and better. And it's like watching a train wreck coming, of which you are going to enjoy every single moment of the political disaster that this is going to create. Let's get into this. Let me hear you guys in the comments. Let's jump right in. Okay, y'all, I swear, sometimes it's baffling to me that other people cannot see the disasters that are coming. But here you go. Jasmine Crockett is now the favorite to win the Texas Democratic Senate primary. Texas Democratic Senate primary odds per Kalshi, which is a betting market if you're not familiar. Jasmine Crockett is at 40%, and James Tallarico, one of the other rising stars, and Colin Allred, another rising star, are falling behind Jasmine Crockett. Now, why is that amazing for you out there in Save the World land? Well, here's why. Because Jasmine Crockett has a snowball's chance in hell of getting elected generally. Jasmine Crockett has lost her House power. She is trying to maintain her position in D.C. by upgrading herself to Senate. This is basically what AOC is going to try to pull, only AOC makes her look kind of dumb. Because what you're going to watch is any chance of Democrats flipping Texas blue goes out the window because they went too far left. And if that sounds familiar, it's because it's what we've been talking about on this channel for the past 9 to 10 months. The Democrats can go far left and they can lose more seats than they need. Perfect example, the Senate seat in Maine with the guy who has the Nazi tattoos on his chest, the far left socialist Antifa training guy. Then you got Jasmine Crockett in Tennessee, and they're just pushing to the left because the progressives are taking the entire Democrat ticket too far to the left, and when you go to a general election, they're gonna lose. And quite frankly, I'm here for it. Let them. Give them every microphone possible. This is going to be great. This is extremely well said by an account named Swag Jockey. I have no idea who it is, but the valid point is all in the text here. If Texas Dems actually nominate Jasmine Crockett, it'd be like if Republicans nominated MTG for Senate, but in New York or Illinois instead of Georgia. Absolutely legendary stupidity. Not even the 2022 GOP would have done something like this. It's well said, because Jasmine Crockett is one of the most off-putting politicians on the planet. She code switches every 4 seconds, down to the lowest base common denominator, or she acts a fool on network TV talking to the masses. Need more evidence of this one? Watch. Guys, I'm telling you, when your opponents are tripping all over themselves and they're causing their own issues, don't get in their way. Give them a microphone. All right, here we go. There she is right here, the new brooding Senate candidate. Look at her looking all senatorial with the sweater jacket, with the nice hair and the pearl necklace, because she's so classy. Yeah, then she talks.
But obviously, in Trump's America, this is exactly what he wants. And the idea that one person can get out of line and commit such a horrific crime as shooting two National Guardsmen that never, ever asked to be here. In fact, we know the young lady that lost her life, specifically, we're saying that this is a waste of time. But now you want to go against every single immigrant. That doesn't make sense. And it's frankly not who we are, because if that's the case, let's talk about the white supremacists and how many of them need to be kicked out of this country, because I can guarantee you, I can track down more crimes that they've committed, because overall immigrants have a lower crime committal rate than white supremacists. But we don't want to talk about that in this country.
I mean,
Please, God, Democrats, do it. Dear Democrats, my note to you for Christmas, for me, please nominate Jasmine Crockett for Senate. Please, I'm begging you. I'll be super, super good, and I'll put it on my Santa list, and you can check it twice. Oh, it'll be so great. Because every time she opens her mouth, it's some sort of aggrieved politics. Someone's a white supremacist, or someone's a racist, or some attitude-laden tirade that plays real well on the far left, but even moderate-level Democrats cannot stand this woman. Please, Democrats, do it. Deliver me my perfect Christmas gift. Mariah Carey this action. Oh my goodness gracious. This is phenomenal. And while we're hovering around the subject, it's not about immigrants, dolt. What it's about, talking about the National Guard situation where one was murdered and one was shot and still recovering. The whole point is they were brought over from Afghanistan as Afghan nationals, being part of death squads, being part of CIA-backed organizations. They don't get vetted. They come over here to the tune of 90,000 people. They get put in front of the line for benefits over Americans. And then another one on the same week is caught with bomb threats telling everyone on TikTok that they're going to kill Americans with car bombs. Maybe it's not about immigrants. Maybe y'all are just idiots and your suicidal empathy wants to override your logic and reason to survive. These people literally openly said, in this case of this one individual, that he wanted to bomb everybody in a car bomb. That sounds awfully familiar to something that we see across the world in other nations, not really perfectly suited for the American population. It's not about hating immigrants. It's making sure the right people are in our country so they don't blow us up as their own threats. But don't worry, the white supremacists. Please, Democrat, please. Well, let's continue. This is seriously manna from heaven. I can't believe I'm about to say what I'm about to show you. Chris Matthews is actually saying the quiet part out loud about candidates like the Plattner in Maine, like the Crockett in Texas, like this woman in Tennessee who's a far left progressive in the middle of Tennessee election 2 days from now. Even Chris Matthews is saying it, and he's Mr. Obama. Watch this.
What do you think now, can the Democratic Party that now has to cater to MS now, that is the audition to be in the Democratic Party and a national figure in the Democratic Party, if you have the people at MS now who are there...
Clearly, that's a problem. Clearly, if you play to them, you're going to lose the general election, probably, unless you have a very blue district or state. This is a problem. And I look at them lining up, and when they make these statements, I go, that's for MSNBC. That's not for the electorate. And that's a problem. But I'm a moderate, so I disagree with those people. I'm not a Bernie Sanders guy. That's not. But Bernie Sanders would say, same thing. Go with the left in the primary and go to the left in the general. But I'd ask you, when does the left ever win a general? It's very rare, except in New York City. All right.
When does the left ever win a general? It's very rare, except in blue states and blue cities like New York City and California and Illinois. They're going to purify their blue share of the map in their areas. They are going to make it a homogeneity of thought, and they are not going to gain any type of notoriety or power in any other place because they are too far to the left. They are using MS Now or MSNBC because they had to rebrand because they're too far left as the litmus test to give Democratic candidates power. You cannot win nationally with your extreme far left progressive language or policies, but they're not gonna deviate from it because it's their worldview. All right, let's keep on going. Maybe I got some more. Here we go. This is Chris Cillizza. This is another pundit. This is another CNN guy. Listen to what he says about the Jasmine Crockett thing. God, this is going to be such a fun day.
Jasmine Crockett would be a disaster as the Democratic nominee. You think that AOC could cost Democrats? Jasmine Crockett is way more to the left, and tonally, it's probably similar in terms of issues, but tonally way to the left of AOC and way outside of the norms. Jasmine Crockett is great if you're a Democratic activist type. Fine. She's saying everything you want to hear. The problem is Democratic activists alone don't win you the presidency or even come close.
The problem is Democratic activists don't win the presidency, yet alone anything else. Y'all, I'm going to scream this for the next 12 months, and I'm so freaking here for it. You have an opportunity to win, to drive home, and to relegate these people to the dustbin of history politically. You have the opportunity. They're doing it to themselves. Give them as many microphones as you can. Take it away again, Chris. Here's another clip.
This will be already, because of the Republican race between Cornyn, Paxton, and Hunt, it was already going to be, I think, one of the best races in the country. Democrats believe, and I think rightly, that if Paxton wound up as the nominee, he's extremely controversial. He's basically the Donald Trump of Texas, that they would have a chance with either Tallarico or Allred. They would have an actual puncher's chance of winning a Senate seat in Texas in November 2026. If Crockett is the nominee, I think that is going to be extremely, extremely difficult, even if Paxton is the Republican nominee. Like I said, I'm going to explain in a second. Before I do that, I want to make a pitch to you.
Nope, you don't get to pitch to my audience. Sorry, Chris. Here's the bottom line, guys. Jasmine Crockett is about to declare for U.S. Senate in 2026. It's about to happen. She's the front runner because the far left progressives are pushing the Democrat Party to the left. You're about to get a gift in the shape of a Maine Senate seat and a Texas Senate seat because the far left progressives have co-opted the Democratic Party, and the Democrats know it. And this is about to be great, so grab some popcorn. Listen, I love each and every one of you just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. I'll see you tonight on the live stream at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Braden.